What's up, everybody? Welcome to Podcast Now Plus. I'm Alex, and in this video, I want to talk about why I'm very excited and also very concerned for the Obi-Wan show. I've been saving a video like this until we got very close to the show premiering, so we're almost there. We got, hopefully, when you guys see this video, 5-6 days, somewhere around there, until the first 2 episodes of the series comes out. So let's talk about it. Let's talk about where I'm at. I want to hear from you guys, of course. Let me know, because I want to cover this. I'm probably going to be reviewing each episode. I don't know which channel yet. Maybe the main channel, but also maybe here. But one of the two will definitely get reviews for each episode. And boy, if it makes me mad, there could be some rant videos, and that'll be probably on the main channel. But no, I am really excited. I don't want to push that completely aside. I don't want to make it seem like I'm going into this hoping or something like that, like it's going to fail. I want it. Like, you have an unbelievable opportunity. You only have had this opportunity, in my opinion, one other time, and you completely blew it. And that is, of course, with the Disney Star Wars trilogy. You're never going to have them again. And it almost brings, it probably would if I think about it enough, it brings a tear to my eye thinking that you had all 3 alive at some point together, and you didn't put them in a scene together. You didn't have some sort of... Now, and that's just kind of like fan service, something that I think we all would have really appreciated to see all 3 of them come together. Obviously, that didn't make sense for the story. And then, of course, what you actually did with their characters was absolutely murdered them. And I mean that both ways. You did kill them, and you also character assassinated them. So, why do I bring that up? Well, you only have that opportunity another time, one more time again, in these 2. Now, I don't know if Ewan McGregor and Hayden Christensen are to the level of seeing the 3 OGs returning, but it is a huge deal. I think there's a lot of love for both of them. I have a lot of love for both of them, and I'm excited to see them back. And also, much like, again, the Disney Star Wars trilogy, you have real potential of a story here. People have been saying this is not something that came about when Disney bought Star Wars, where it's like, oh yeah, you could probably fit in this time period in between 3 and 4. You wait for Ewan to get a little bit older, and then you could do. That's been said since 3. In my opinion, at least what I've thought and what I've seen online, all this stuff, that really has been thought, I think, for a very long time, is that you can do something like this at some point. Let's see what happens, because you have this in between time that, yes, starts to get filled out a little bit more when you introduce Rebels and stuff, but there's still so much you can play with in what happens between 3 and 4. And you literally have the guy. Obviously you don't have the original, but you have who you have, given the honor of being Obi-Wan. You have him. And for the prequels. And you can have him age, and then he can do this middle term thing. And so, again, the thing that excites me is there is so much potential. It's oozing potential. Also, just again, factually, seeing these people again on screen, even though it's only going to be your television, not a movie screen, is still going to be I think it's going to be special. And that really, in my opinion, holds true even through the negatives. So one of my negatives is I am terrified of the fights, okay? And I'm really terrified of any plot thing they could possibly do, because I really think they have so much potential to also screw it up. But him fighting Darth Vader, if it happens 3 times, that's most likely going to make me mad anyway. But just the idea of them fighting makes me scared. Now, here's the deal. The awe of seeing them on screen carries over even into the fear, where it's like, I'm sure the fights are going to be cool, or at least they better. If they're going to do it, and they're going to do it 3 times, they better at least be cool, right? So, I still think you're going to have that awe where it's like you literally get to see, 50-some-year-old Ewan McGregor fighting again as Obi-Wan against Hayden Christensen, coming back, Darth Vader. You're going to see them fight. There is a coolness there. I've never argued against being a cool, there being a coolness. The idea with those fights, and the reason I guess I pick on that specifically is just because that's, I think, the biggest talking point. It's what everybody has talked about in terms of, I have been very, I've put my flag in the ground, and I've declared I really don't like the idea of them fighting at all. That's my personal opinion. I know there's people, and I know there's part of my audience that disagrees. That's totally fine. It's in my opinion they shouldn't fight based off of the dialogue of 3, and then the dialogue and what happens in 3, and then 4, and the dialogue that's cemented in stone in 4. I don't think it's a good idea. I think it kind of ruins it to various degrees. Now, you could maybe say, well, Alex, what's one minor little fight? All right, I'll give you one. But now when you start telling me that there's going to be 3 fights, which it is only a leak, we don't know that for sure. But now you're going to tell me they're going to fight 3 goddamn times. That is going to be a problem to me. You can maybe make the case for 1, but fighting 3 times, and you can't fight on Tatooine, so Obi-Wan has to. And we know the thing also, too, a lot of my concerns, worries, excitement, I'm not going to talk about them here, but it's removed from the leaks. There are supposed, now they come from Reddit, which is like 30-70, 40-60 maybe in terms of getting things right? So you have to be careful. It does come from Reddit, so it could be fake or it could be real. The leaks are god-awful. If the leaks turn out to be true for Obi-Wan, they killed him. They killed his character. They ruined it. They did everything that I think people think they they probably could do. Again, I'm not gonna hide from this. I don't trust them. I don't trust Disney Star Wars. The shows are definitely, well, there's only Mandalorian. Mandalorian 1 and 2 is definitely better than the trilogy of movies. The movies, I've gone on record saying I absolutely hated them. The 7 I actually really liked. 8 and 9 I absolutely hated. So they ruined the trilogy. When it comes to the shows, like Clone Wars Season 7 had the good 4 episodes at the end of Ahsoka, but the rest actually wasn't. Like, Bad Batch was okay, and the Bad Batch show I thought was very much not good whatsoever. And then everything else, like Mandalorian 1 and 2, are good, but when you think about Mandalorian 1 and 2 a little bit, specifically 2, it does start to kind of fall apart in my mind. And then Book of Boba Fett I thought was absolutely awful. I'm not a fan of that at all. So really, like, for people to tell me, well, you know, they've done good here and there, so maybe I really don't think they have. I think they've had one good success. And so you do have, I mean, again, I'm not hoping this fails. I'm just letting people know where I stand, that I'm not going into this expecting or thinking that they're automatically going to nail it. They're dealing with legacy they're dealing with characters that we love to death. They're again, doing what they did with the Disney trilogy, where, you know, you don't have this opportunity ever again. This is it. And I'm not going to think based off everything that they've done that they're going to absolutely nail it. I'm going to hope that they nail it, but I'm not going to, you know, I'm not going to, like, give it. I'm not going to write on my whiteboard, oh, yep, they got this nailed down. No, they have to prove it to me. This is all about proving it to me. I will say this, though, to finish it off. The idea of Obi-Wan being kind of like down in the dumps, you know, everything's his fault, stuff like that. I know there's the group of YouTubers that immediately say, oh, you know, we told you so. Like, there's the idea that, like, men or legacy men characters in not just Disney, but also in general movies, like, you know, they're always down in the dumps. They always need to be saved by others. I do think there's an okay amount of that stuff that's gone on. I will say, by having a theme like that doesn't immediately mean anything to me. Like, I'm not looking at it as I'm super worried. Like, the idea that Obi-Wan is broken because his apprentice is the worst thing in the galaxy, and he's causing all this and all these people to lose their go into a dictatorship and all this stuff. I love that. So I don't think having Obi-Wan down in the dumps, even if he's turned himself away from the Force, which is a possibility, right? Like Luke doing that, I'm not buying it. Obi-Wan doing that, I actually would buy a whole lot more, because if he just at the same time, though, I would agree and I would also disagree, right? Because it's like, but also, like, he has a purpose. He has a purpose that he's there to protect Luke. So, like, being down in the dumps, you know what I mean? If you're, like, kicking a rock in the sand every day, like, walking back and forth, like, you got to make sure you're watching out for the kid. Because that's your whole purpose, because he's the future, and he has the possibility to actually stop this. So you have to take it serious. You know what I mean? So there is a level where it's like, I understand him being down in the dumps, but I hope he at least recognizes that there is hope, which seems to be what the trailer indicates, right? Like, he is watching over Luke. So there is that kind of blend. So I'm fine with that. Now, if he gets saved by everybody, that is when you then take it to the narrative that tends to happen in some of these stuff, where everybody else needs to be the ones to, you know what I mean? The Inquisitors are going to be the ones to not do things, and that way he doesn't have to fight them. They're just not going to do certain things, and that way they save it, not him. That's going to be a problem. That's going to be a huge problem to me. You don't need to make Obi-Wan a pathetic loser. That's the difference. You made Luke a pathetic, weak loser, okay? You don't need to do, you can have an arc of Obi-Wan of being broken, that it's his fault, because honestly, it kind of is his fault to a pretty strong extent. He should take the majority of the blame for what happened. He also had the chance to stop Anakin, and he could, he didn't fully finish him off. So you have a lot there that makes a lot of sense why he would be very disappointed in himself, right? You have that. So I'm very fine with that, but there's an arc, and it needs to come around not slowly, it needs to come around relatively quick, especially because the series is not all that long. So that is my hopes. That's my, really, I actually don't have hopes. I just hope that they don't destroy it. I don't even really have like a plot of what I would do. Just please don't kill these characters. Not actually kill them on screen, because you can't. I'm sure they would have tried, though, if they had the opportunity. Do the best you can. Respect the goddamn past. Respect George Lucas. I know they don't respect George Lucas, but respect George Lucas at least for this, please. So let me know what you guys think. Again, let me know also if you want reviews, if you want whatever. We'll see where I put them. Probably on the main channel. I may talk myself into one or the other, but we'll see. Thank you for watching. Make sure you're subscribed, bell icon turned on so you know when these videos go up. I hope to see you all on the next one.